Good. Smithville Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do have a proclamation, and I do love embarrassing the teenagers, so I'm gonna make them stand up. And where are we gonna go since we can't take over here now? Come over here, Emma. Lead the way. Like in the certain, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a battle royale situation going on. The cameras are there. We're on camera. See, there we go. Here. There we go. See, it's on camera. Right over there. Marv will get out of the way. So these are the Youth Coalition from Smithville Community and Action Group. You know, say who you are, what grade you're in.
I'm Emma Uladal. I'm a junior. I'm the president.
I'm JC Wunsch. I'm a senior.
I'm Kimmy Seibert. I'm a junior and I'm the mental health chair.
I'm Landon Wilson and I'm a sophomore.
Thank you for being here. So May is Youth Substance Month, and then this Friday is our last fifth quarter year, right? Is that right? Yeah. Last fifth quarter is Friday. 18th. Yeah, cool. So appreciate everything you guys do. If you haven't been to fifth quarter, we need volunteers still, so come down to volunteer. And I will give this proclamation to you, Ms. Thomas, since you're the president, but I did give Sarah copies for everyone to have one. So please share this at school and let people know it is Youth Substance Prevention Month. Okay, take a picture. Feel free to sign. You can hold this. You're the president. Now mom's gonna
Bring one back.
Come on, Mom. You need the other mom? Carrie? Thank you. Thank you. No, that's yours. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are free to go. All that hard work. Thank you. If you haven't been to fifth quarter, you should really go down for a little bit this Friday if you can. It's after the football game. It's a good way to keep the kids. What, somebody show up late? Oh, come on, Sarah. Send him back in. We'll take a picture. Get in here. We got time. Huh? Fucking late. Get it together. Yay. Sarah, how many years have we had Youth Coalition now?
Well, we started Youth Coalition like 2019, we kind of got it rolling, and then we all know what happened then. So after COVID, probably 2022, 2023, so last year they really got the ball rolling. They have to do so many hours of community service and volunteer hours. They have to track all of it. But to be a trading card kid as a senior, they have to do like the coalition stuff coming all the way up. So we interview them and everything, and they get chosen to be a trading card, but they can also be a part of this. And we really just get together. How many of you guys just went to training? Here, the summit? Yeah, to the summit that you went to. Yeah, Smithville actually sent 28 students to the summit for youth prevention, and they spend the day learning. Anyone want to talk about going to the summit or anything?
Yeah, it's super cool. We have a couple of little sessions and they just talk about like coping mechanisms and it's like team building kind of stuff. It's really cool.
So you can tell by Sarah's shirt, CIA was started in '94. when I was elected 6.5 years ago, I went to a meeting and they said, our goal is to get 10 people to these meetings. So of course I got Sarah to start going. Now we have 20 consistently.
Yeah, here cruising, we're doing pretty good, and so that was when we could then turn to our focus with kids and let them kind of be their own coalition and doing their own thing, so they put together some projects that they've taken to their principal, to do. They did, last year they did prom, which they used as an acronym, and they did Please Return on Monday. And so they, what all did you guys, they sent postcards out to all of the elementary school kids, and they either drew a picture or wrote a note or talked about how cool the high school kids are. And then they spent time hanging all these postcards up in the high school so that all of the high schools could see the elementary things that they thought about them. They also have worked on a mental health week, and that's probably their next big project that they're getting ready to do. They have a yoga instructor coming in to do some yoga and do some like breathing mechanisms for him. And then what else are you doing on mental health week?
Doing a chain for each. We have something in the middle of the day called Warrior Time where you have one specific teacher, and that's where you get kind of your homework done. And everybody in those classes are gonna write either something down that like they're thankful for or a coping mechanism or something like positive, and we're gonna hang them up in the hallways to see which grade can get the longest chain. And that way, when you're in the hallways, you can read and see what everyone's kind of writing about what helps get through them, like the rough spots, and to let everyone know they're not alone.
We've done a lot of work, and they're really student-led. I mean, we're just kind of there to help facilitate, and sometimes we're the money backing, grant money is what we can use for it. But they have taken it and ran with it. And we have all together in just the youth coalition, we have 40 kids. And they meet once a month, and we do fun activities. And we see them and give them something to do. So if anyone has a fun activity you would like to volunteer, we've gone kayaking. We played archery tag. We decorated cookies and Halloween cookies.
Where are the cookies? Where are these cookies? Where are the cookies?
So any group needs volunteers, they always sign up and help for that. They've done fifth and sixth grade dance, a lot of Kiwanis stuff. We've done fifth quarter, I mean, all of it. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. You're welcome. All right, next item on the agenda is number 4, public hearing for city sewer rates. The purpose of this public hearing is for the Board of Aldermen to hear testimony related to the proposed changes to city sewer rates. If you have concerns that are specifically related to water rates, those concerns can be brought forward during public comment. Persons wishing to be heard at the public hearing should have checked in with the city clerk. With your name and address, each person will have a 3-minute time limit. The public hearing for a sewer rate is now open. Anyone on the list? There being no further testimony, I close public hearing for sewer rates. Next item on the agenda is number 5, the consent agenda. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Committee reports, planning and zoning.
I have one item is what we had on planning and zoning, and that item is on our agenda tonight as item number 16 and 17. We also talked about, Jack gave an update on the 169 South Overlay District that sometime here in the future that will be pushed out to the public for public input and just more information on what that could look like down there. So that's all I have to report unless the mayor has anything else to add.
No, I think it's
Okay, thank you.
been kind of a light agenda lately in P and Z, so. City Administrator's report, Ms. Wagner.
Much of the information that was in the report last week, because we were just a week between meetings, was just an update on where we were. I do want to provide you an update on a project at the water treatment plant. There are 2 large lagoons at the plant that receive residuals through the water treatment process. Residuals basically are the sediment that's removed from the raw water that comes from the lake. That water enters the plant in the primary clarifier where sediments and other dissolved organics settle out. The material is then sent to the lagoons for further drying out, leaving the residuals. After a time, the lagoons fill up and they need to be cleaned. The residuals are fertile and typically are applied to farm ground, providing important nutrients to crops. Material is tested prior to land application, and the ground is also tested to ensure that we are not overloading the ground. We did do a bid earlier this summer? In the spring, for removal of the residuals. Richards Construction was awarded the bid, and they began work this morning transporting those materials. They are being applied to the ground just north of the river off Spellman. So the materials are very, very wet. So they may be tracked on the street as they go through with those vehicles. Contractor is responsible to keep the area clean, and we are monitoring and will, if necessary, run the street sweeper around the routes. So at this point, the hauling has not had any impact to area streets, but we wanted to make you all aware. You'll see those trucks. There might be some what looks like muddy water dripping out of them, and we'll monitor that. That is my report, Mayor.
Fun times. Chuck, you always got the fun stuff.
It's a big mud hole.
Hey. I heard the Citizens Academy went to the sewer plant this week. Smelled great.
The sewer plant, the sewer plant showed up. It was,
Yeah, that's what I
it was on,
It was the star of the show. You got to see the bar screen? It's great.
this was the first time I had seen the bar screen too, and I was a little disappointed. It's not on full display. You don't get to see everything as much, so it's a
Yeah.
little disappointing, but
Good. Number 8 is the next item on the agenda, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3041-24, amending Chapter 400 and Chapter 425, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
5-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
an ordinance amending sections of Chapter 400 of the zoning code and Chapter 425 of the subdivision code pertaining to fees and costs.
Next item on the agenda is number 9, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3042-24, amending business license fees, second reading.
Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
5-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the business license regulations of the city of Smithville, Missouri.
Next item on the agenda is number 10, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3043-24, adopt a fiscal year 2025 operating budget for our second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. Again, thank you to staff for getting this taken care of. I know it's a big, long timeline for us to get all this compiled, and appreciate all the board's work on getting this done. And tonight is an administrative action. All the fighting and things we want in there are done moved on to next year. So any discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to discuss it real quick, please, or however long it takes. I guess the cost of living adjustment for Social Security this year or for next year, projected to be 2.5%. And this is definitely impact on people living here with fixed income. Rafa Tellis recommended that for a 5-year plan of 15% increase 4 years in a row, plus the last year I believe was a little higher than that. And so far we're on track to have a 15% increase every year for 5 years. I just want to make sure that as a committee and as a board, and that we're looking to try to not hit that 15% number, but we're trying to make what's the right decision for our constituents. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
No.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
4-1.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill. Next item on the agenda is number 11, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1410, amending the city policy manual.
Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1410, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 12, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1411, amending the schedule of fees.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to say something, please.
Yep.
I do not support the 15% increase of water and sewer rates, even though the budget has already been voted on and approved. And I also don't agree with the sanitation bill. We've not defined the amount to be taken out of each citizen's bill for the hazardous waste disposal. And I do not support the financial department fee for online credit card processing. We have yet to vote on the direction of a third-party vendor and processor. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Mayor, I'd just like to make a point to Alderman Russell's discussion, and that is that the seniors that are on fixed incomes are going to have the opportunity in January to apply for SB 190, which will reduce, or I should say not reduce, but freeze their property taxes in there every year after. So I believe that's a great thing that's coming. I know it's going to affect municipalities, but I think it's going to be positive for our seniors.
Yeah. Our schedule of fees also includes discounts on trash for seniors as well, so.
Thank you. That's a good point. Thank you for both of that, for adding those two, that people don't forget about that. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1411, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No?
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 13, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1412, amending the employee compensation plan.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, I have something on this one too. This is for 13, correct? That's what we're talking about, the employee
Resolution
compensation.
1412, correct?
Yeah, 1412 for the compensation. A lot of work was done on this, and I just want to thank Gina and everybody. I think that a while back, we talked about the difference between us as a city and the other cities, so thanks for compiling that. I believe at one point it's like 18% difference between our directors and surrounding departments, if I remember that right. Early on in the summer, we discussed that. So that's a big gap between us and other communities, especially for retention. So thank you, everybody, for putting this together. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1412, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 14, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1413, temporary liquor license, Smithville Main Street District.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
I know Alderman Shipley's going to abstain on this one. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1413, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no.
Abstain.
Thank you. Next item is number 15, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1414, authorizing agreement with USACE for 144th Street Pump Station funding.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1414, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 16, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1415, site plan, Fairview Crossing Townhomes.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, I just want to say that I believe this is a good thing. As you're well aware, and I think the board's aware, we have a shortage of homes, shortage of options. And I think this is going to be a great thing for our city and for our citizens.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1415, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 17, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1416, Fairview Crossing final plat, first plat.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second, Mayor.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1416, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 18, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1417, assignment of CID Board of Directors successor.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 1417, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Okay, motion carries. We have one public comment. Matt, sorry I had to sit through all that, but I had to get through the agenda. Matt Tyson, you have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record, and they've got the,
Whatever you feel is the worthy person. Matt Tyson, I live in Cedar Lakes with Marv Adkins. We're on the HOA board together. I always.
what's the address?
Oh, 603 Horseshoe Lane.
Thank you.
With regards to the streets, I stop my car in the middle of the intersection. I will pick up trash and anything that will puncture tires. And I'm specifically concerned about 169 and the highway width of 13 feet, or I'm sorry, 12 feet, which is much more narrow than is kind of put out in the Missouri highway plan. And specifically, not just the highway width, but the width with a hard stop. There is no shoulder on the middle. I challenge you to find any other roadway in Kansas City or probably the state that is a public highway that has a curb that delineates at 10 feet from the center line. I'm worried that people have already hit it. It's been marked with a pink highlighter of some sort. And as we get to the fall and the winter, snow, ice, slipping, where is that snow going to go? It was hard just to get out there and measure. There is so much traffic, and I'm concerned that even the turn lanes aren't really necessary when we look at South Commerce and the ways to get around that point of contention there. So at this point, I just kind of want to bring that up. I know Chuck can bring it up with MoDOT, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I know it's not on the agenda. It's also not something we have control over, but I know myself personally have talked to MoDOT. I know Chuck has, I know Jack has, and Chief, I'm sure. Yeah. So we've had a couple of MoDOT issues on our highway in the past year at 188th also. So good luck, Chuck. I hope you get it taken care of because, yeah. I know they want a street light there too, and under power lines is kind of difficult. Yeah, I know we had some turnover at MoDOT in the last couple of years too, so, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, anyway, yes, I share your concern and thank you for bringing it to us. We'll stay on MoDOT. Any new business?
Mayor, I have something real quick. Just in case everybody doesn't know that with the hurricanes that have ravaged parts of the southeast, I know that the mayor has mentioned it earlier, but I know for those of you that don't know, a mayor of the community, GT Towing, the Grisham family sent a lot of trucks and a lot of crews there to assist right after the first one hit, and they've been there for I don't know, several weeks now. So just like to go out to say that they're a member of the community that we use with our towing service. I'd like to say thanks to the Grisham family and to their crews and to all that have helped with the disasters that have happened on the East Coast. Thank you.
Any other new business? Let's go back from Florida this morning,
Yeah.
2:30 this morning.
Yeah.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn executive session. Who wants to read this long one? Alderman
Mayor.
Hartman, you always get the short straw.
I always get the short straw. That's it, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn to executive session pursuant to section 610.0213 of the Missouri State Statute.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
5-0.
Stand adjourned executive session.